Yo, what's going on YouTube? How are you lovely people doing today? My name is John, and welcome to a wonderful, a fantastic, a great episode of the Zombie Storyline Q&A. In this series, I take your questions about the zombie storyline, and I answer them. Whether it be a big, a small, or a simple question, I'm more than happy to answer it. So go ahead, leave your questions down below. Maybe I'll see it, and hey! Maybe I'll answer it. You may even be in the next episode. If you want, there are two ways you can submit your questions. The first way is to submit them via Twitter. I'm always checking my Twitter, so if you tweet me at JohnnyJ25, I will see your question pretty much as soon as you send it. Another thing you could do is also leave it down in the comments below. I go through all the comments, and I'm sure your question will be seen as well, so you may be in the next episode. Without further ado, let's begin. So we're gonna kick today's episode off with a question from CP3 Points, who asks, how is it Goliath I've created? Now, assuming we ignore the poor grammar, you're probably asking, how was the Goliath created? We don't exactly know exactly how the Goliath was created, but here's what I would suspect. So we had some soldiers that were walking around in Goliath suits, and then they got overwhelmed by zombies, and one of them got bit and was infected by the zombies. I mean, when we consider the Goliath, sure, it's a big mechanized suit. However, when it's fighting thousands of zombies, eventually some of them are going to break through, destroy that class, and bite the person operating the suit. Because once they get into the suit, there's no way that guy's surviving. He's essentially trapped while the zombies devour him. So what probably happened was we just had a regular guy, not really important to the story, I'd imagine, just walking around fighting zombies in the Goliath suit, probably trying to keep the outbreak under control. And then eventually it got to be too much, and he was succumbed by the force of the zombies, and he was zombified. Now, this doesn't exactly explain why he is so big and so massive, and I don't really have an explanation for you. What it could possibly be is he's just a different type of zombie, or a different strand of the zombie sort of disease or mutation, whatever is possibly happening to them. We don't exactly know the nature of this zombie apocalypse, which I should note. So there might be like sort of different strands of the zombie virus floating around, and the one that happens to be affecting the person in the Goliath suit maybe bulks them up. I don't know, that's just purely speculation, but I would imagine that it was just a regular dude in a Goliath suit that got overrun by the zombies. Moving on, we have a question from Michael Demeco, who asks, hey John, I have a really stupid question to ask you, and it might be impossible to find the answer, but why did Richthofen turn on the people who saved him many times, and how did he become evil? So, this was all sort of a part of Richtofen's plan. You gotta remember that Richthofen is a sociopath. He doesn't think like normal people. This man is clinically insane. He doesn't care about other people. He cares about himself and achieving his goals. So, this entire time he's working with Tank, Takio, and Nikolai, and while he maybe grew fond of Nikolai as a friend, he never really had the intention of keeping him along and saving him. All he cared about was becoming an all-powerful being. So sure, his teammates helped him survive and helped him achieve his goals, but at the end of the day, he doesn't care. We've seen this hundreds of times throughout Richthofen's story. He did the same exact thing to the transit crew. He did the same thing to Dr. Maxis. He never went back once and helped any of the former Nazi scientists that he worked with, even colleagues like Dr. Schuster, whom he didn't hate. So, unfortunately, that's just the nature of how Richthofen is programmed and wired. He's not like us. We may want to go back and help the people who have helped us achieve our goals. However, Richthofen is just evil. He was driven mad by Element 115. He has the voices in his head speaking to him. He was possibly under the influence of the Illuminati. All of this sort of culminated into this evil and psychopathic person that we know, and who is willing to abandon people in such awful and dire circumstances. So that's pretty much why Richthofen has been turning on people. He's insane. We're gonna end this fire episode with a question from Zach Moyer, who asks, why is Gideon in Atlas in Exo Zombies when he's in Sentinel 4 campaign? So if you don't know, in the Advanced Warfare campaign, there are two opposing groups. There's Atlas and there is Sentinel. Sentinel is basically the United States military. Atlas is, of course, the military run by Kevin Spacey. So in the campaign, Gideon actually joins Sentinel. He leaves Atlas. However, in Exo Zombies, he's a member of Atlas. And I think what's happening is we're seeing a case of the many universes theory. And the way this works is that for every possible outcome, there are 2 universes created, maybe even more. So say you want to go get ice cream or you want to go to the movies, but you can't decide which, so you flip a coin. If that coin lands on heads or that coin lands on tails, it doesn't matter because 2 universes created. One universe in which you do go get ice cream and another universe in which you go to the movies. So in the case of the Exo Zombies universe and the Advanced Warfare campaign universe, they are just 2 different universes in which events went slightly differently. So in theory, there could be millions of independent universes, and then the world of, what this basically means though, is that the world of Exo Zombies would be independent of the world of the campaign. So what's happening in the campaign doesn't really have an effect on Exo Zombies, and this would make sense because the worlds are going in 2 completely separate directions. So in Exo Zombies, I guess Gideon never leaves Atlas, or at least before he could get the chance to leave Atlas, the Outbreak had begun. I think that's what's going on. There's just many different universes. That's gonna close things up for this beautiful episode of the Zombie Storyline Q&A. If you enjoyed this video or found it interesting at all, hey, maybe give the video a like. Let's see if we can try to hit 300 likes on this video. I think that would be astounding. If you want, you could subscribe. I upload multiple Zombie Storyline Q&As every week, and if you enjoyed this one, I'm sure you'll love the next one. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Be sure to leave your comments by tweeting me at JohnnyJ25 or leaving them down in the comments below. But either way, have a wonderful day and bye.